People talk a lot about consciousness, and one should be conscious, and conscious of this, and conscious of that, and be conscientized, but what really is consciousness? It's not one of these things that's part of an ideology. Consciousness is consciousness. What it's not deep thought. It's not a thorough intellectual grasp of something. Consciousness is really quite separate from the mind. And until you've been able to separate yourself somewhat from the mind, you won't have an experience of consciousness. Never mind how much you think and study, read religious texts, or anything such like. Consciousness is a state of being. You can experience consciousness at its beginning by just being absolutely present and seeing something, looking at it, without thoughts going on in your head, without commentary, without reference to anything. Consciousness is like your attention and your awareness together. You become conscious of something if you're aware and your attention is on it. And then you'll see what it is. Whether it's an insect or a flower or something somebody is doing or what they are, you just see it. Things like compassion and honesty and those kind of things, you really come to grips with them if you just see them. You can't learn honesty and separate it from dishonesty in an intellectual fashion. You've got to see it. You've got to see what's right. In consciousness, you can see what is right. Something inside you tells you that's right and that's wrong. If you look at a plant, if you plant, say, a bean and watch it grow, without any understanding of gardening, without anything else, just watch it unfold, you have become conscious of a process in nature. It's not an intellectual thing. You see it unfold, just as it is, without any thoughts. It's just there. If you watch a butterfly land on a flower without any thought, it's an amazing experience. Mostly one just dismisses it as nothing. Some part of nature just going past. But if you're conscious, you can see the fantasticness of it. If you look at a baby growing, you don't have to take a course in growing babies to see how fantastic that thing is, that unfolding of the human, the unfolding of the body, growing of the body, the unfolding of the awareness. Consciousness is an experience without thought, although the understanding that comes from it is very similar to thought, in that you understand. But it's not thought. It's not an intellectual process. It's a different method of seeing something. The more conscious you are, the less educated you have to be. In fact, education is quite detrimental to consciousness, because you start calculating with education. You learn much better from experience. Your behavior after experience is so much closer to consciousness than your behavior after education. Consciousness opens out what appear to be the secrets to life. But it's not opening up anything. You're just removing the barriers of thought and what you've been told and what you've been conditioned to expect from something. Most people have been given a conditioned perception of life, and they live by it. And you can't live life like that. Life is a living experience. It isn't a construction from predetermined parts. And if you live really in the moment, life becomes really quite free of worry and a wonderful, joyous experience. It is what it should be. You're experiencing what you really are, what you should be experiencing as the being that you are. And that experience, when you have it, you realize is what you're looking for in all the other things you're doing. The action to take is to slow down, become absolutely present, and observe. You'll see wonderful things, and in due course you will start to understand things from an inner light or enlightenment. You'll see how things are, how they work, what they should be, what you are, and how to live.